dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to this channel. I'm very happy to host you, and it is interesting to meet here once again this evening. We will be reading the scripture, and I'm very happy to host you. We will be reading from the book of Judges, and yesterday we never did much, so we're going to cover some of the things that we never covered yesterday, and I hope that we will be on the same page. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9th of September 2025. We already read about, before I even start, I will give you a small synopsis of what we learned. Remember I talked about the curses of Balaam. Balak and Balaam conspired to curse the children of Israel, but ladies and gentlemen, it was reversed. But remember, one thing is that they escaped Balaam, but when they arrived at the promised land, that is Canaan, they started problems. Of course, I always say that they escaped Balaam, but they did not escape they did not escape the doctrine. They did not escape they did not escape what? They did not that kind of interacting with some kind of curses, some kind of witchcraft. Balaam, the people of, you can even ask yourself, the people of Canaan, welcome to this channel. Very happy to host you. The people of Canaan, you can subscribe. The people of Canaan, when they went to war with the children of Israel, they also invoked their gods. They threw curses at Israelites. And also at the same time, even when they had already won, there was something that was contesting and contending with the children of Israel. I want that to be very clear, because when you start reading the book of Judges, you'll realize that the children of Israel started facing problems. Do you understand? It means there was an altar that was against the children of Israel. Are we together? Yes, they had already won. They had already, Joshua had already secured the land. But of course, there's something that remained in the land, that are the gods of the Amorites, the gods of the Moabites, the gods of the Jebusites. If you read Judges chapter 1, you'll realize that some of the people, they could not remove all of them. Like the Jebusites, they remained permanent even when Israel had already settled in the promised land. So here, it's something very interesting, that even though they have arrived in the promised land, they are facing trouble. And how can you interpret El Mago? You can subscribe. Thank you so much. So they are facing trouble. For the first time, they are facing trouble. So it means that those Baal and those altars of Asherah, the people of Amorites, the people of Jebusites, you know what they did? They took cows, set up altars, and uttered words against the children of Israel. Notice something very interesting, because in the book of Numbers chapter 11, we can see Balaam, Balak hiring Balaam to come and pronounce a curse to the children of Israel. And he offered, they placed 7 altars and placed cows and started uttering things against the children of Israel. Even now, we have learned that when they arrived in the promised land, they started facing problems immediately. It did not even stay for long. They started facing problems. It was not, in fact, that's the beginning of the problems that they started facing. Welcome to this channel. Very happy to meet you. I hope your weekend was great. So, now in English only. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll quickly talk about the book of Judges and what happened. So in the first few years, God sent, the children of Israel were attacked and they went to serve Cushan, the king of Aram, and they served there for 8 years. Are we together? The same people were in bondage in Egypt. Now here we have learned that they also went to bondage again. So if you read the Bible only in Exodus, you will not understand that the children of Israel also went to bondage again. So bondage was not the end of bondage. Pharaoh was not the end of bondage. We can see here that the Israelites were subject for 8 years. But when they cried out to the Lord, he raised up for them a deliverer, Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Are we together? So who saved them? So here we can see that the younger brother of Caleb came to the rescue of the Israelites. The Spirit of God came upon him so that he became Israel's judge. And that is what I want to talk about tonight, the Spirit of God when it comes upon your life. Ladies and gentlemen, God uses normal people. God uses people with weaknesses. God does not import people from Mars or from Jupiter. He uses people who are available, but there's something that happens to their lives. The Spirit of God enters their lives. So you find that here is the benefit of the Spirit of God. When the Spirit of God enters your life, you will start attracting things that you could not attract when you were alone. Are we together? So you see here, when Saul was anointed the king of Israel, the Spirit of God came into his life. Are we together? And he became king because the Spirit of God was in his life. But he gained a lot of things. He gained Israel. He went to war. He defeated his enemies. But there's one mistake that he did that made him to lose everything. Are we together? So here, when he was told to go and annihilate and obliterate King Agag, King Saul refused. Are we together? And God told Samuel to go and anoint another person. Are we together? And what happens when David was anointed? The Spirit of God went to David. And the Spirit of God left King Saul. So what do you learn from that? That when the Spirit of God comes into your life, you start doing exploits. Some people think that they have to go and get a master's degree or a PhD or something. No. Once the Spirit of God comes into your life, even if you never went to school, you will start doing exploits. Not just doing exploits, you will start attracting money in your life. Are we together? You attract money. You see, I was talking about a man who built a church of $30 million. And in fact, when I read this scripture, that is when I understood the meaning of the Spirit of God entering your life. So this man was talking about building a huge church. And from my own perspective, I thought it was a joke. But what I did not know, what this man was talking about, he was talking about a certain spirit that gets into the lives of people and starts attracting good things in their lives. Are we together? Yes. So when the Spirit of God enters your life, are we together? When the Spirit of God enters your life, there is acceleration. There is no delay. There's a, whatever you plan, there's God is the one who ordains every direction that you take. Are we together? When the Spirit of God enters your life. I was talking to a friend of mine in another country yesterday, and I was trying to explain to this person the importance of the Spirit of God. You see, this person lives in London, but I was trying to tell this person that you can work, you can work odd jobs, manual jobs, but you can get old and you have not yet fully, you have not yet exploited all the things that God was meant for you. So I was trying to explain to this friend of mine and told this friend that when the Spirit of God enters your life, you will start seeing things differently. Are we together? You will start seeing people differently. You will start having visions. You will start making plans that are bigger than you. You will start accommodating the work of God. It will no longer be about you, but it will just be about God. Are we together? So when the Spirit of God entered Othniel, the son of Kenaz, that is when he delivered Israel. You cannot achieve anything great, that is the point, if the Spirit of God is not working in your life.